Hello everyone, I am Masato Shigeta and today I'd like to go over my persuasive speech. So first of all, do you guys know about TikTok? It is quite famous around here, right? So I think most of you guys may know of it, but the feeds are quite funny, hilarious, and stupid, right? But some of the contents are quite serious, and some of my feeds that are actually booming right now is that there's a lot of victims that are speaking up that they has been sexually or physically assaulted by someone. In a quote stated by Catherine, among undergrads, 17% of women at MIT reported experiencing one or more unwanted sexual behavior involving force, physical threat, or incapacitation. Significant statement. So 17% is quite a lot, right? And you may ask, why am I talking about this subject? Why am I talking about sexual and physical assaults? But this is a critical issue that has been going around for hundreds of years. So that's why I would like to talk about the problem concerning of it and the solution towards that, and why we need a higher security towards this issue of physical and sexual assaults. And now I'd like to talk about the problem, and the first problem is that it is not being recognized by the people or the government. It is stated by Sure, it's not just that sexual assault is a more pervasive problem on campus than either students or faculty recognized, but that the administration has failed to respond sufficiently to these cases. So, the government and this world is not fighting towards this issue. Even if it's recognized, they're not trying to find a solution towards it. They're not trying to punish the assaulter at all. And this is violating the Bill of Rights. And why is it violating the Bill of Rights, you say? It is because it's violating the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and the safety of the people, the needs of the people. The people should not be scared by walking down the dark road. Am I going to be assaulted by someone? Am I going to be attacked? I'm so scared. Why does the people, a citizen, have to be scared when they should be having this freedom, when they should be having this sense of safety, right? It does not make sense that they should be scared while walking alone. Another quote stated by Angela states, in the last 20 years, concerns about sexual assault prevention and response on college campuses have received tremendous attention, titled 4 Lawsuits by Victims, the release of documentaries. So what I want to state with this quote is that it is barely being recognized 20 years ago. That's what I want to state. This problem, like I stated, has been going on for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And a lot of victims are being left with PTSD, trauma, mistrust, because they have been sexually assaulted, physically assaulted, feel betrayed by someone. And that is because it is barely being recognized, because the government is not implementing a higher security. And another problem concerning sexual and physical assaults is that it is not a safe environment for the youth, for the people, to admit that has been sexually assaulted or physically assaulted by someone. And that is because they're scared that it is their fault that it is their fault that they has been sexually or physically assaulted by someone. It is their fault. A lot of the victims are saying, this is my fault, it is my fault, if I didn't dress this way, if I didn't walk that path. They're blaming themselves. And not to mention, they're scared that they're going to be blamed by their loved one. Right? Because it is not an environment that they could speak up like, I have been sexually assaulted, I have been physically assaulted by someone. I need help, I need help. They can't say that because they're scared that they're going to be judged. They're scared that the assaulter will come back and hurt them again and again and again. They're scared that they're going to kill them. Because a lot of the victims are being threatened. Don't say it to anyone. Don't claim it to the police. We are going to come back and kill you. These people are so scared. There's so many PTSD and trauma. Right? So there's so many problems concerning this issue. And now I'd like to talk about the solution towards this. And the solution is that we have to recognize, we have to understand the serious problem in this world. And this article states advocates for a more proactive approach, specifically that universities and military service academics to expand their policy to enable territory prevention in form of targeted intervention. And what this is saying is that we have to create a higher security. We have to create a higher law that scares the assaulter, that scares them because of the punishment, because of the consequence that they could get. The consequence, the punishment, the law is not enough to scare the people. These assaulters have to be punished, severely punished by the law, so that the assaulter will be really thinking, should I do this? Is this worth it, right? By having a higher security, they're more worried, they're more concerned about this issue. And one solution that has been already created is that in college campuses, if they have sexually assaulted someone, they have to state, I am a sexual assaulter. And there's also a website that if you have a record of sexual assaulting or physical assaulting someone, there's a website that shows people that lives around you. And another quote states, analysis of the result found that women who say they sometimes or often drink more than they should are twice likely to be victims or completed attempts as suspected of sexual assaults. So this is another solution that we could find, is that by preventing ourselves, by stopping ourselves from being intoxicated by alcohol or drugs, we're able to really prevent ourselves from being sexually assaulted. And this is because by being intoxicated, you're much more likely to be sexually assaulted because you're not in the right mind, you can't think, you can't say no. Because you're intoxicated, you can't control over your body. And that is why it is much more likely for the sexual assault, for the victims to be sexually assaulted. And you may ask, why do we have to stop ourselves from drinking alcohol to stop ourselves from being sexually assaulted? But by having this prevention, by stopping yourself from drinking too much and being blacked out, you're able to really prevent yourself. So this is a solution that we could think of ourselves. So now that I talk about the two problems and two solutions, you may ask, what can I do with this information? It is quite easy. What you could do is stand up and raise this awareness. Stand up and talk about sexual and physically assaulted victims. By speaking up and spreading awareness, you're being able to recognize by the government, by the people. This information, this issue has spread around to this world. And that is what we had to do. So that's what you have to do. And thank you for listening. Have a nice